Hello, good morning students. Today onwards, once again we are going to start supplementary reader, A Pact with the Sun, and today we will be discussing on the shepherd's treasure. Shepherd means sheepman, like policeman, postman, and treasure means wealth, jewels, gold, silver, cash, money, and the shepherd's treasure. It is an Iranian folktale that reminds us that never forget your reality, what you are. Let us go on to the story. In a village in Iran, there once lived a shepherd. He was very poor. He did not have even a small cottage of his own. Cottage means house. He had never been to school or learned to read and write, for there were very few schools in those days during that time period. Let us move ahead to second para. Though poor and uneducated, this shepherd was very wise. Although he was very poor and uneducated, but he was very clever. He understood people's sorrows and troubles and helped them face their problems with courage and common sense. He used to guide people. He used to motivate them. Many people came to him for advice. Soon he became famous for his wisdom and friendly nature. The king of that country heard about him and thought of meeting him. Disguised as a shepherd and riding on a mule, one day the king came to the cave where the wise shepherd lived. Disguise means unrecognizable. He was in the get-up of shepherd, who king, and riding on a mule. Mule is a name of an animal, look like a horse, donkey, between horse and donkey. One day the king came to the cave where the wise shepherd lived. As soon as the shepherd saw the traveler coming towards the cave, he rose to welcome him. He got up to welcome him. Shepherd. He took the tired traveler inside the cave, gave him water to drink and a share of his own meager meal. Meager means limited meal. The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly impressed by the shepherd's hospitality and wise conversation. Hospitality means, already I have written here, the act or service of welcoming, receiving, hosting guest. Let us move ahead. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the next morning. Although the king was tired, but the king decided to leave the next morning. He said, "Many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler." Who said? The king said, "Many thanks for your kindness towards me, to a poor traveler. I have a long way to go. Permit me to leave. Allow me to go." Looking straight into the eyes of his guest, the shepherd replied, "Thank you, your majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit." Looking straight into the eyes of his guest, who saw the shepherd, as we all know that the shepherd was very wise, clever, means he recognized, identified that he was not a common man. He is a king. The shepherd replied, "Thank you, your majesty." Majesty, or we can say, "Thank you, my lord." Majesty is a name, is a title of respect which is used for king, emperor. "For paying me the compliment of a visit." The king was astonished as well as pleased. The king was wondered, shocked, as well as became happy, glad. He is indeed very wise. He is in real, very wise. He thought to himself, "I need people like him to work for me." and the king appointed this humble shepherd the governor of a small district. Let us move ahead. Although he rose to power and dignity, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. Now he became the governor of such a district. But although he rose to power and dignity, now he has power, dignity, but he remained as humble as earlier, as before. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. He was kind and just to one and all. His fame as fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. His fame means his popularity. As a fair and wise governor, the shepherd, the newly became governor, soon spread throughout the country. Next. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. Now what happened? Now the governors of other regions, other states grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against the shepherd, against the new governor. They said he is very dishonest. Who? The rest of the governors of provinces. They said he is very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Why did he always carry with him? They added an iron chest. Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected. Perhaps means maybe he carried in it the treasure that he had collected secretly. Means the governors of other provinces started accusing him. They accused the shepherd. After all, they said mockingly he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. What they said? After all, they said mockingly means they made fun on him. They said that he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. Let us move ahead to next para. At first the king did not pay attention to these reports. At first the king did not pay attention to these complaints. But how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? One thing was certain, the king discovered. The new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. One thing was confirmed. The king discovered. What was that? The new governor, the shepherd, did carry an iron chest with him all the time. Let us move ahead. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. So one day what happened? The new governor, the shepherd, was summoned. Summoned means called. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight, the famous iron chest was there, fastened securely. Fastened means close. Fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. Now the king was angry. He thundered, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain?" Now what happened? Now the king was angry. He became angry. He thundered, means he roared, cried, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain?" The king wanted to know what was inside in this iron chest. The governor smiled. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out guilty. But how great was their astonishment, wondered, and even of the king himself when the chest was opened. No gold or silver or jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, "This, my dear master, is my only treasure." What he replied, what he said? "This, my lord, your majesty, this is my only treasure. I always carry it with me." "But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are the governor of a district." The king asked. To which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, "This blanket is my oldest friend, my lord, before becoming the governor. It will still protect me if at any time your majesty should wish to take away my new cloaks." Cloaks means one type of robe which governors, ministers used to wear. So what he said, it will still protect me if any time if you take away my this position, this post of governor, at that time also it will protect me, help me. How pleased the king was, and how embarrassed the jealous governors became to hear the wise man's reply. How pleased, how happy, glad the king was after listening the shepherd's reply words, and how embarrassed means ashamed. The jealous governors of other provinces became to hear the wise man's reply, shepherd's reply. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed, in reality, in real, the humblest and the wisest man in the land. The king made him the governor of a such bigger district that very day. Before this incident, the shepherd was the governor of small district. Now he became the governor of such a bigger district. That's all for today. We have completed this story, The Shepherd's Treasure.